Hey everyone, I just wanted to do a quick unboxing of the Warhammer 40k Space Marine Primaris Aggressors for my buddies. A couple of guys, Rob, Joe, in case they were thinking about picking this set up, or weren't, but were on the fence about it. Excuse me, I picked it up to add to my son's Space Wolf collection. And, you know, I actually picked up the Space Wolf Sprue from Tooth and Claw. Someone had it on sale. It was like 11 bucks shipped, so I jumped on it. These are normally like 12 bucks plus shipping or whatever. But I'm going to add the shoulder pads to the Aggressors. There's not a lot on that sprue for this unit, so I'll probably add a head and then the shoulder pads, and that'll probably be it. But I mean, it is what it is. I'd like it if they had actually, in time of the Space Wolf Codex release, had released the versions of the Space Wolf versions of all the other Primaris releases, like they did with the Dark Angels and the Blood Angels, but they haven't done that yet. I'm still holding out that they will. But honestly, at this point, I had already bought in the Dark Imperium box set, which came with a ton of Space Marines, Intercessors, Hellblasters, Inceptors. So really, I'm just filling out the rest of the squad, or rather, the rest of the army choices that I wanted to make for this force. You know, so I bought these guys just to kind of finish them up and get them Space Wolfed and painted. Let's see, we can crack this open here using a sharp knife, so don't try any of this at home. Fold that up. These guys are a bit expensive. It's like 42 plus tax, but this time I actually bought these from a local shop around my buddy's house, Titan Toys. It's a little gaming shop up there in Addison, Illinois. It's pretty cool. They have basic internet pricing for most of their stuff, but you know, you do pay tax, which wasn't too bad. It was like 45 bucks. I probably could have got them cheaper if I bought them on eBay, you know, free shipping, or went through one of my other buddies' shops. I just happened to be out there and got a little compulsory and picked them up. So we have our 3 bases, looks like 40 mil bases, which pretty standard for this size figure. These guys are a little bigger than his Terminators though, so I mean, Terminators barely fit, you know, full-size Terminators barely fit on 40 mil bases. I don't know, I think these guys should have a little bit bigger, but that's just me. I don't like when models are a bunch of the model parts are sticking off the bases. And here's the instructions, full color instructions, just like most typical kits now, which is really nice because you get optional parts, you know, it shows you where to glue, you know, things like that. And I've said it 100 times, it's not like they used to be, you know, where there's a couple panels on a box and you just had to figure it out from there. But it builds 3, 1 sergeant or leader, and then 2 standard aggressors. And I think you can get another box set of 3 to make a full 6-man unit. I think you can get up to 6 guys. And then you've got the data sheet here, just like always. And it actually comes in different languages, because, you know, they do print stuff for other. Then you've got the painting guide for the Ultramarines. You know, I get why they do it, you know, because the Ultramarines are supposedly the cookie cutter Marines. You've got your sticker sheet, your decal sheet, decals, decals, whatever you want to call them. It's not too bad. Yeah, these are all Ultramarines though. Most of the time these deco sheets come with, like, you know, Dark Angels, Blood Angel stickers and stuff like that, but yeah, these are straight up Ultramarine sheets. Let me see if I can zoom in for you guys a little bit. You can take a look at this sprue. There's a lot of pieces on here, which is nice. There's 2 sprues, well actually 1 big sprue cut in half. But it's kind of nice because they're starting to fill in all the blank areas with parts. Now, you're not going to use all these parts probably, but it's nice that they're there. They're options to have, you know. You got a ton of shoulder pads. Wow, there's a ton of shoulder pads. There's a torso, and there's another torso, backpacks. I do like that I got the full kit and not the easy build for this set. I had intended to get the easy build because most of the stuff from this army has been easy build stuff, and I was kind of like gonna stick with the theme. Plus they're more affordable in my opinion, but you know, I got the full set because I wanted the back mounted grenade launchers as an option, and I wanted to be able to magnetize the flamethrower gauntlets or the stormbolt gauntlets or whatever it's actually called, firestorm, something like that. You've got the cool belts that lead to the gauntlets, gauntlets themselves, another torso. It's a very cool kit. I like the aggressors. I like the way they look. I mean I really like the way the Primaris Marines look in general. I've always liked Space Marines. They were always cool. My very first army was a Space Wolf army, years and years and years and years ago. Then I got into Tyranid, sold the Space Wolf army to a buddy of mine who was really into Space Wolves. So I was like, okay, well here, you know, I sold it pretty cheap. Most of the time I wind up doing that, selling armies really cheap, because I'd rather than make like full penny on the dollar, I'd like to just get somebody into the game, and you know, I'd rather them be playing against me or, you know, modeling and stuff like that. I think that that's more valuable than getting top dollar for an army. But yeah, I stopped playing Space Marines a while ago, and I just wasn't happy with the way they looked. A lot of the time the models were just, you know, they were real basic. And not that, you know, it's anybody's fault. I mean, it is what it is, right? That's just the way it was back then. You know, they worked with what they had. But now, these kits are so detailed. The detail on these kits is so involved. I don't know if you'll even be able to see that. Maybe. Let's see. Can you see that? Torso. Detail is just, I mean, it's just way cool. The aggressors have a really cool look, but most of the Primaris Marines do, you know. So, I don't know, I think it's a cool kit. I definitely spent a little more than I should have. I should have just done some shopping around, some smarting. But, excuse me, it is what it is. You know, I picked them up. I don't regret it. Hopefully I can get to magnetize all the parts. I hate doing the magnetizing because it's a pain in the ass, but I understand, you know, the value of it, especially with guys like this where you don't want to do, you don't want to buy a whole nother box set just to get the other options on your guys. You just magnetize these little guys, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. But yeah, there you go. That's the Space Marine Primaris Aggressors. If anybody's interested, I think it's a cool kit. If you don't have Terminators, or if you're on the fence about Terminators, these guys are pretty cool. They add more options to your army, and of course they're Primaris guys, so you know, they're a little tougher to kill, supposedly, and you know, they're a pretty cool addition to either one of the factions. I mean, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, Ultramarine, whatever, Cookie Cutter Marines. I think they're pretty cool. I'm excited to use them in the game, see how they work out. I'm still going to get Terminators for the Space Wolves, but that's a whole different video we'll go over. And I wanted to kind of just quickly go over this thing. So like I said, I got this for like 11 bucks on eBay, shipped, and it's a Space Wolf upgrade sprue. So with the other kits, It's going to come with a kit, and then this sprue here to add to the kit. Hopefully 10-man squads will come with 2 of these, but whatever. I mean, it's really not a lot. You got the wolf pelt, or the wolf tails. You've got some talismans, you know, little wolf talismans there. You've got the icon for Ragnar Blackmane's company on the shoulder pads, and you've got 3 aggressor pads and 6 standard pads. So I mean, you could put them on whatever. You've got an arm with a chainsaw and an arm with drawing one of those new knives. Personally, these 2 parts here are not Space Wolfy to me. They're just parts, maybe new parts to add to a sprue, whatever. There's nothing on here that symbolizes Space Wolves. I mean, maybe chainswords, Space Wolves are related to chainswords or whatever, but I don't find that to be a related part. Excuse me. You've got 3 different heads. The helmeted head has a little tiny. All right, you probably can't see it, but it's got a very tiny little diamond on the front, which is kind of like a jewel, kind of iconic to the Space Wolves. And then you've got the guy with the, you know, the blown out hair, like mohawk, not a mohawk, but it's like sticking up. And then there's another helmet with a guy yelling. He's got a little mohawk, pretty cool. I've seen Reavers with that guy's helmet on there. But yeah, I mean, you've got a little grenade on there. You know, a little tiny grenade with a wolf talisman. You've got a necklace, you know, that you can add to your guys, and you've got another little pouch here with talismans, which is kind of cool. It's a cool little thing. Is it necessary? No. You know, not at all. Anybody who can paint or apply decals, you can just slap those decals on your model. This just gives you a 3D part to paint, you know, with the Space Wolf logos and stuff. It's cool though, because it adds that little bit of Space Wolf to the Primaris guys, because they don't have a lot of Space Wolf stuff, you know, or they don't have a lot of iconography. So, you know, it's not like they're molded with it. They're just molded cookie cutter, and then, you know, you get these guys. Maybe, you know, down the line GW might do some stuff like that, like, you know, character models, or, you know, elite models and stuff like that for the Space Wolf army. But we'll see. But as it is, this is what you have to work with. So, you know, if I would suggest, if they do this, you know, if you are going to do Space Wolves or like Blood Angels, Dark Angels, I would suggest getting the actual sets with those guys on there. So if you're playing Blood Angels, get Aggressor Blood Angels, because you're basically paying for the same cost of the box. You're just getting this sprue for free with your iconography. You might as well, right? Like that's basically getting the sprue for free, and you're basically getting stuff that just makes them more Blood Angel-y or Dark Angel-y or whatever. You know, but it's up to you. You know, some people just want to paint that on there. That's fine too. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, that's pretty much my take on the Space Marine Primaris Aggressors and the Space Wolves upgrade sprue, if you get your chance to get your hands on that for any Space Wolf players. Alright guys, thanks for watching.